Phew, we won. We got across the line. And you know what? We take it. Every time, 3 points is what matters. And results over performance in a title race is fine. But that was an ugly win again. It weren't convincing. It weren't easy. It weren't a walk in the park. Did I think it would be that? No, but I felt my prediction of 2-0 was probably a fair one. I didn't expect us to be conceding 2 goals today. And in the manner that we did was rather frustrating, which we'll get into. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe. We're on the way to 60K. Please make sure you do those two things now if you haven't done so already. Make sure you hit the notification bell because apparently they've not been coming on. So make sure that yours is on so that you know when we are live and you don't miss a show. Arsenal win 3-2. Bournemouth scored 2 goals. Arsenal get 3 goals. We're going to go into the team lineup. We're going to go into the game itself, individuals that played well, individuals that probably didn't really shine. And a little bit of a kind of big up to Bournemouth, who are a side who can give anybody a game on their day, as teams have already seen this season. Okay, let's start with the team lineup, shall we? No Bukayo Saka. Declan Rice back in. Other than that, I don't think there was any shocks, if I'm honest with you. David Raya starting in goal with Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Nkapie continuing at left back, whilst Calafiori's out injured. We've also gone in midfield with Zubamendi and Erdegaard, and Declan Rice started. How does he keep going? I don't get it. But we're going to talk about him individually, that's for sure. Madueke started on the right, more on him. Martinelli started on the left, more on him. And Gyökeres started up front, more on him to come. That was a team lineup that was good enough to beat Bournemouth. I didn't think it was a shambles. I didn't think it was a mistake from Mikel Arteta. You know me, I've got no problem with Bukayo Saka resting and sitting out this one. I've got no problem with Trossard as well sitting out because for me, he's played a lot of minutes. And we've got good cover in Madueke and Martinelli fit now. So I've got no problem with that. Let's start with how we performed. I didn't think the first half was good at all. I've got to be honest. I didn't look at us controlling the ball. I didn't look at us controlling the game. I didn't think that we were good with possession. I thought we were sloppy with our passing. I felt that we were second to a lot of duels. I didn't feel there was any passing or movement or control that made me feel that we were the team that were the better. I thought Bournemouth give it a good go. The energy was there and the mistake happens. And Gabriel has been magnificent. I've done videos, TikToks and social media clicks about how fantastic Gabriel has been. And then he goes and does a bozo moment. Now, it is one that he has not done for a long time. We have to go back as far as 22, 23 when Gabriel was seen making mistakes regularly like that. But what I will say is this, he made up for it. It was a lapse of concentration. It was a panic moment. It was a moment of madness. And you cannot make any excuses for moments like that with players. Everyone's got it in them. Whether you're Virgil van Dijk, whether you're Tony Adams, Nemanja Vidic, John Terry or Rio Ferdinand, you can all give me a clip sent to me on YouTube of a defender doing that. And it was a bit of a bozo moment from Gabriel. He's not going to miss Evan Nilsson. It's 1-0 Bournemouth. And all of a sudden, within a few minutes, we're 1-0 down and we're under the cosh. The energy's up. Bournemouth are desperate to try and pick up points. They have not now won in 11. That's poor. And we gave them a little bit of belief and a little bit of confidence. And throughout the game, I don't think that ever really got ironed out. I think they were always in the game. They always had a chance of taking something. And I felt like we were the reason for that. I didn't feel we controlled any part of that first half in particular. A majority of the game, we weren't massively in control, which is rare for Arsenal. It's very, very rare that Arsenal are out of control of a football game this season. There's not been many examples I can give you where Arsenal have failed to control parts of the game. And I felt today that we just weren't able to. So we'll go 1-0 down, but then pretty much straight away, there's a reaction from Gabriel. And this is why I love him. The leadership qualities are there. We saw how gutted he was when he let the goal in. He knew it was his fault. He didn't look around. He didn't point at anybody. It's me. I know. I'm screaming up at the air. I'm grabbing hold of my shirt because I know it's me. And he reacts and we equalise. If I'm honest, I don't know how it's fallen to Gabriel to put it in because it really should have gone in before that. But I tell you who I need to pick up for the first goal, Noni Madueke. Noni Madueke is absolutely superb at one-on-one. He is easily one of the best in the team at taking on players. And I just wish he had some output because we'd have an unbelievable player on our hands. We really would. He is a handful to any fullback. And what I like about Noni Madueke is he can go in and outside of the fullback. When you're going inside, you've always got a chance of shooting or crossing or delivering or shooting and it falling to someone. And when you're going on the outside, you've always got a chance of giving that different whip of the ball. So he's got both of that in his locker. My problem is when it comes to shooting. We saw Noni Madueke just got it all wrong with his shot that went miles over. He was leaning back. He didn't really have any form of composure about his shot and it went miles over. But for that goal, he was excellent beating his man. Ball bounces around, it's hitting off everybody. Martinelli shoots, it gets cleared, and it falls to Gabriel, and it's 1-1. And from that moment, I thought, right, now take control. And Arsenal really still couldn't. In that first half in particular, Zubimendi had a bit of a stinker. I think there was 4 balls that I counted that he passed completely to Bournemouth players. He was having a bit of a mare, considering he come off the back of such a good, strong performance against Aston Villa. I was really looking for him today to compose and calm our midfield, but I didn't feel like any of our midfield was composed in the first half. Felt like there was an opportunity for Bournemouth to get back into the game through the fact that our midfield was just not quite with it. Martinelli, non-existent for the majority of the game until he was substituted. Gyökeres had a couple of nice bits of play holding up the ball, but was there much that he did? I don't think so. Odegaard had a bit of a quiet first half, came alive more in the second. But other than that, I don't think the front four did enough for Arsenal. And then I'll be really brutally honest, when the front four come off and we went and put the next front four on, I don't think they did enough either. But we find ourselves looking yet again at the performance of Declan Rice. I'm running out of superlatives, not just for his individual quality and the technical ability and the goals and the shooting and the fact that he's everywhere, covering every blade of grass. The fact that he's got an engine and he just keeps going. I didn't expect to see him in this game, people. I didn't want to see him in this game, people. But you know what? I'm glad that we did because we won the game because of him. And fair play. I thought we would have rested him. I thought he might have come on, got a few minutes ready for Liverpool. Nah, this guy's knees swollen back down and he's back to playing 90 minutes again. Declan Rice is a phenomenon. He is a elite footballer that is close to world class, in my opinion. And whatever definition you have for world class, whether it's one of the best players in his position in the world, whether it's would walk into any team in the world, whether it's would make any team better in the world, I truly think he answers yes to those questions now. And you might have a different opinion on world class. And I truly believe that when you are at a world class level, you do have to do it on the world stage. And I'm not sure that Declan Rice has done that yet. And I hope that he can do it this season. But whether or not you believe he's world class, he's there or thereabouts. This guy is one of the best in his position without a doubt. And I truly believe that you can put him alongside the likes of Caicedo, Pedri, Vitinha in that position right now. I think Declan Rice is definitely talking to those individuals as opposed to the ones in the bracket down to it. So I think when you look at what he's done today with the 2 goals that he scored and how important they are, and if you look back to the season or moments, Declan Rice is just like Gabriel in moments. He's come in with massively important goals. And Declan Rice is nothing short of sensational for Arsenal right now. This is the best football I've seen him play for club country or West Ham or Arsenal. This is the best I've seen him play for Arsenal without a doubt. And right now, I think he's probably going to go down as my player of the season. I think he's been nothing short of sensational. And today, even though I felt maybe in the first half, him and Zubimendi weren't really on it, Rice was definitely on it come 90 minutes. You look back at his performance, he was everywhere again. And he's popping up with vital goals. Now, the first goal is excellent play. And it's a really nice work goal. And it comes from Martin Odegaard, who I just want to mention just for a second. He's really starting to turn it on now. We're starting to see the Martin Odegaard who's chipping in with goals and assists now. He scored against Brighton, assisted against Villa, another assist today. It's a great little cutback. And when Rice delivers those strikes, you know they're hitting the target. Whether or not they're going in, you know they're hitting the target. And I think what Gyökeres might need to do a little bit more, and Jesus and Havertz when he comes back, is I think we need to be looking every time Rice strikes the ball at rebounds. Because even though they are going in, when they don't, the keeper has to react to save them. And 9 times out of 10, he's parrying them. Because of the strength and the power behind the shot, it's great. And if you look at the difference between Declan Rice striking a football and Leandro Trossard striking a football to the likes of Erdegaard and Madueke and even Martinelli to a certain degree, it is chalk and cheese. Like, I have a lot more faith with Trossard and Rice striking a football with the venom and power that they have in it than I do the others. And they need to take a leaf out of their books, because I've been massively impressed with how Declan Rice is on the ball. With his technical ability, he doesn't get spoken about enough. He used to be seen as off the ball, um, a merchant, a brilliant defensive midfielder, someone who is good with the tackle, someone who's a bit of a bully boy. He's more than that, man. He's technically gifted. One of the best on set pieces, one of the best on dead ball situations, one of the best when it comes to driving the team forward, one of the best when it comes to striking a football. And I never saw him as a Lampard or Gerrard, where he hangs around in that kind of left eight. But I do love him up here and down here and up here and down here, because he's got that engine and covers every blade of grass. And I love the fact that he can actually drive us with the ball, because off the ball, we all know his quality, and he still is. But he's just got everything in midfield and everything that you want your midfielder to have. He's been sensational, and he's the reason that we win this game. And then for the third goal, which was probably my favourite goal, it's a wonderful ball from Odegaard. The vision, the weight of pass, the creativity, it is what I've been crying out for. Odegaard needs to thread those balls through. I want to see that more. I don't like the lofts over the top of the line. I don't like it being lofted for someone to try and control. I want it threaded through, and that's exactly what he does. Weight of pass is magnificent for Saka, and what is great from Saka is he knows what he's doing before. If you watch Bukayo Saka's movement, he knows where the ball's going before it's even got to him. Then when it does get to him with his pace, he cuts it back straight away, because he knows exactly where Declan Rice is, and you just know, you can close your eyes and you know it's going in. Those are the sort of moments I know Declan Rice is scoring. And that for me was a wonderful, wonderful goal to watch. It was beautiful, in fact. So some nice football tonight from Arsenal. Fairly clinical where needed to be, but there was shots I'd like to have seen done better with. Maybe not going into the top corner, because that would be an unbelievable strike. Noni Madueke, I thought, should have done better in the first half with his. Should have been on target. Bukayo Saka didn't have the confidence in the second half to cut in and shoot. Dilly-dallied, weren't sure if he needed to. And Erdegaard in the first half had one that went over as well. I don't mind these players shooting. I just want to see a little bit more conviction and a little bit more confidence, and have a little bit more will that you're going to be able to give it a good go. So look, big up to what I saw tonight from the boys. They were very, very good in front of goal tonight. But I've got to say this, it was never, ever easy, because the goals we've given away from Gabriel in the first half I've mentioned. And the second goal I'm annoyed with as well. I'm sorry. They have allowed the midfield to just watch him shoot and score. And that's why Raya and Gabriel are pissed, because they should never have been in a situation where they have this much shooting space to score and have no real closing down. It just seemed, and we've seen this guy score brilliant goals for Bournemouth, by the way, this season. I don't know where he's come from, this guy. But this Kroopy guy all of a sudden seems to be able to score these worldies. And then we're looking at him and staring at him. He's been doing that for a while. We know what Semenyo's about. I don't think the defending's good for our first goal. But I tell you what, he had another good game and he was dangerous all the time. That's a very good signing for Manchester City. Will he be a next level signing? I don't know. But I think he'll come in and do some damage. I look at the scenario right now of where Arsenal are at, and I look at Manchester City, and we've put pressure on them. We've gone 7 points clear. 7 points clear. Now the pressure is on. They've got to get it back down to 4. We're actually 6 points ahead of Villa. It's actually Manchester City who's sitting third at the moment. Serious pressure. Let's see how they handle it. Today, there was a couple of question marks. I've mentioned the front men. Victor Gyökeres, I liked some of his play for the goal where Rice scores. He does quite well to hold up the ball when he flicks it to Odegaard. Odegaard cuts it back and Rice scores. Does pretty well there. Another couple of nice bit of touches and nice few bully boy moments. But are we really seeing enough from Victor Gyökeres? I just don't think we are. I called for Gabriel Jesus to start. I thought he came on and was okay, but nothing spectacular. Likewise, Marino come on. Okay, nothing spectacular. Trossard come on, okay, nothing spectacular, and Saka come on, and I think the cutback was about all he really did, other than a couple of half chances. So nothing spectacular in the final third again for Arsenal. We looked like scared schoolboys at one stage in that front four. It was like no one wanted to shoot. It was all lack of confidence. And then it was like, actually, look at ourselves. We're the better side here. Let's go beat this team. And that's what we did. And I think you've got to look at the leaders that dragged us through that, Declan Rice and Gabriel in particular. I know Odegaard's our captain, but those two I'm looking at, and they are leaders of old. They are the old school captains at Arsenal right now. And that's what I want to be seeing alongside some of the other heads in the dressing room. Get us across this line, win this game, and that's exactly what we did. So we move now on to Liverpool on Thursday night, and I've got to be honest with you, this one is going to be tough because as much as Liverpool right now don't look fantastic, they will turn up because they have to. They do not want to get embarrassed at the Emirates. We've got the confidence, we've got the momentum off the back of beating Villa comfortably at the Emirates, now getting 3 points away at Bournemouth. We are the confident team. Liverpool are off of the back of a draw to Leeds, and God knows what they're going to be doing this weekend. I will say this: Arsenal win this game. They've got unbelievable confidence to go and win this league because this is a big game. Whether you look at it or not, Liverpool are Liverpool. They are the champions. Make a statement. They're the only team we haven't scored against so far, people. Go and do some damage to them at the Emirates. That's what I'm saying. How many times were Arsenal down in the dumps when these teams were flying and we had 5s and 4s and 6s put in against us? Why don't we go and batter these teams? Why don't we go and embarrass some of these teams? The Chelseas, the Liverpools, the guys right now, the Spurses that are in absolute turmoil. When we were in turmoil, we were losing 6-3. We were losing 6-0. We were losing 5-1. We were going to Anfield getting battered. How about they come to Emirates and gets battered? That's what I want to be seeing. So let's hope we can do that on Thursday night. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Up the Arsenal, people.